Hey, everybody, this is Jackie Bro.
Folks, people, this is Dunlap the man, and I don't like asking people for money.
You asked me for money. Not 15 minutes ago, you asked me for some money.
Yeah, I said I don't like it, but I'll do it.
Well, yeah.
Folks, people, asking for money just takes time away from what I really enjoy doing, drinking and falling. But I'm here to not ask you for money. No, that would be crass and language that Patreon specifically told us to avoid. We're supposed to invite you on a journey. Come collude with us here at the Red State Update podcast. Partner with us. Give us your hard-earned money and come along on this podcast sunshine walk.
Well, you just look at it as a dollar bill now. When you say money, people think I gotta get a checkbook out. Now, when did this damn park is turned into PBS? You know, we ain't gonna do it all the time, but if you got $1 a month, we'll thank you kindly for it. We'd appreciate that, yeah.
And if you got $5 a month, then you get bonus content, 20 extra minutes with Jackie and Dunlap. That's going to start. We have to figure that out probably next week.
Yeah, if you give $5 or more, you're going to get an extra 20 minutes of listening to us, too.
And probably more because we tend to ramble.
Well, that happens, yeah.
That's every week, bonus podcast. If we get up to 500, we got goals to meet. One of them is $500. That sounds crazy. If we get to that, new monthly podcast, Redneck Matinee.
I hope we get that because I'm looking forward to doing that. I just not talking about politics or anything, just watching good of my favorite old movies. All those good movies, you know, when I was a young man, I enjoyed.
When you were a young man, it was like somebody's shadow on the wall of the cave in the firelight.
Oh, shut the hell up. When I was a younger man, I used to go to the movies a lot. Now I go with you every now and then. But I used to look forward to go to the movies. They had good movies out like Any Which Way You Can, Every Which Way But Loose, Gator, White Lightning, all the movies that were just what I thought was fun at the time. And hopefully still are, but we'll go back and watch them all again. We're going to talk about them on here.
Redneck Matinee, probably the name. Tommy Cash on Twitter. Give us another option. Redneck Flicks and Chillbilly.
That's not bad. Yeah. Chillbilly, what's that? Chillbilly.
It's just a new thing we come up with.
What does it mean?
Well, what you think is dirty?
I don't know. I just something I don't
you
say.
Think Tommy Cash is gonna get on Twitter and add us
say
some
that.
dirty?
You putting words in my mouth. I just don't. I said wanting to know what it means,
folks. If we get to $1,000 a month, which is just like it's like I'm saying gibberish.
Ain't gonna happen. Yeah.
It's like I'm saying gibberish. Then we would do this podcast, the one you're listening to, the one where we talk about the news, and then we do the sponsors from Murfreesboro. You know that one. We would do that twice a week.
Yep.
I mean, twice a week doesn't sound that bad when the fact that Sam Nunberg went on TV and had a meltdown feels like it happened in like November 2002.
Everybody forgot about that. Yeah, I didn't know what the big deal was. I'm telling you right now, if going on TV drunk and telling Robert Mueller to kiss you, you know what is you shouldn't be on TV. Then hell, half of Fox couldn't go to work tomorrow.
Folks, that's worth $1 right there. Come on, get on here. Get on Patreon. We should have said what it is that we're doing at the top of the thing. Got a lot of notes on podcasting. I'm reading a book on it.
Well,
I'm writing a book on it.
We're going to thank everybody that's already give us a little bit of money. We're going to thank everybody that does eventually give us a little bit of money, and we'll show you how much we appreciate it by doing all this extra stuff that hopefully you'll enjoy too.
So recap, give us $1. That's awesome. You're the best. Give us $5. You get bonus podcast every week, 20 extra minutes with Jackie and Dunlap. If we get up to a certain point, we're going to do a monthly podcast where we talk about Southern and redneck and hillbilly movies.
Yep.
And if we get to the next goal, then we do this podcast twice a week.
Yep.
And then after that, who knows?
Yeah. Let's just worry about that for now.
We might open a fried chicken restaurant like Minnie Pearl did.
What?
So go to Patreon / Red State Update or Google Red State Update Patreon. I'm not sure the best way to get there, but go to Patreon, Red State Update. Super simple, easy way to sign up, give us money every month. I mean, come with us on a journey every month.
Yeah.
for, $1 or $5 or more.
Yeah. Thank you kindly.
And Jackie's days are numbered, and so he can't be doing this.
No,
he has every day he gets up.
Don't
some
make
people
it
should pay him.
It's already pitiful asking for money. Don't make me have to be a cripple or something. I don't want people to give me money for
That's
the wrong
not a word we
reason.
can say anymore.
What is it?
Not that word.
What word?
You would say differently abled, I think.
Disabled, all right. I didn't mean to that's how we grew up saying it, and it didn't mean disrespect by it, but sorry.
God damn, you just lost us $1. At least.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, everybody, it's Jackie Bros on here.
Folks, people, this is Dunlap. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
If it's your first time here, what you're in store for tonight is, do you remember Walter Cronkite? If you're old enough to remember Walter Cronkite, then imagine Walter Cronkite, but also with the folksy wisdom of an Andy Griffith. So if you could put so imagine Andy Griffith and Walter Cronkite just sort of mushed up into each other.
What?
And that's kind of what you got here.
Don't say it like that.
It's class. It's intelligence.
Walter Cronkite got on TV and lied to all the people that talk about Sarah Huckabee all the damn time, and which she should, because she's full of it. She lies. But Walter Cronkite, I know it's a different job, but still, he got on there in front of the whole world and said we went to the moon.
Folks, this isn't that kind of podcast. This is not an Alex Jones conspiracy podcast, although they did take one of our videos down from YouTube because I'm imagining because it said child actor in the title. And
Crisis actor.
Crisis actor. Yeah, I keep saying child actor.
Well,
if it just said child actors, probably would have been fine. Been like
you
Emmanuel
couldn't have
Lewis.
anything. Yeah, it's about Webster and Different Strokes and Little House on the Prairie. Until she grew up. Little girl grew up.
Yep, that's what happens. They
that
always
show was
do.
on a long time.
You sounded mournful. You sounded like Roy Jones or Roy Moore.
No, I didn't.
Damn.
Don't say that.
Who's going to give us $1 when I can't even remember all the Republican pedophiles' names?
We're working a little later this evening. We're working on the things. Mine ain't working right.
Folks, we had a video up on YouTube. They took it down because it said crisis actor, I guess. It was just the podcast from last week.
Well, that's right. Somebody asking it wasn't up on YouTube's. The last couple of them that took them down, I guess, or they took one down and wouldn't let another one go up. But I think it's all sorted out now. Hell, I don't know.
Well, no, the one we have, the one's not going up. They won't let it go up, and they didn't listen to our appeal.
Yeah.
Now, I cannot imagine that somebody at YouTube actually sat through our last 2-hour podcast to see. They just left it up there and said it was taken down for bullying. Remember when YouTube used to be our friend? It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Yep.
Long time ago. About when Sam Nunberg was on TV. It was that long ago.
Yeah.
I think Felicity was still on the TV, and Sam Nunberg was on TV, and we were friends with YouTube. That was a long time ago.
Felicity.
So we are not a conspiracy podcast. We do not believe. We believe in child actors. We don't believe in crisis actors.
I think people have been to the moon since then. Hear me out. Now, I ain't saying we ain't ever been to the moon. Of course, been to the moon. But we didn't go when Walter Cronkite said we did, or when the whole world, Neil Armstrong full of it.
He's just going to get taken down for bullying Neil Armstrong?
Hey.
Who can say?
How you gonna bully him? Neil Armstrong.
You believe an astronaut can't get bullied?
Well, is he still alive?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Folks, also another thing that we had a video up on YouTube, and then we had a Wikipedia page. We had a long-ass Wikipedia page, very in-depth.
Well, there's due to one particular gentleman who used to do that. That's Mr. Guy Lancaster. As you get older up in the years, you forget what you said sometimes 15 minutes ago, let alone days, months, years we've been doing this. And they're like, oh, what happened to such and such and whatchamacallit, and he did what? And hell, we can't answer. Used to go to Wikipedia and turn it up, see what Guy Lancaster wrote, and you'd see it right there. Like, oh, that's it. Yeah. Took all that down.
Yeah, somebody at Wikipedia who I'm just going to go out on a limb and say if they're a Wikipedia editor, they're an asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine that there are many instances that would prove me wrong. I'm not saying maybe there's 5%.
Well, I wouldn't use a word you said, but butthole, yeah.
So I guess we knew this was coming. Somebody finally was like, what the hell? Why is this here? This is long. Maybe if it had been short.
Well, I was grateful for it. I'm glad all of it was there because I could go through it.
Me too. It was great. It was a great one of the best things that ever happened to us, and we owe it all to Guy Lancaster, talented writer.
He's a teacher now, isn't he?
He's I don't know.
I thought he was a professor of some kind.
Is he a professor and a writer? I know
he's a writer.
Uh-huh.
He's written some books. He's got a book now.
I didn't know he was also. Is he shaping young minds?
I thought it was. Maybe I don't know. Again, 15 minutes ago, I can't remember, but I thought he was.
He did a lot of work for us.
He did, indeed.
Helped us out a lot. Yeah. Very nice man.
He needs to do one on himself so I can go to it and see if he was a professor or not, because I can't remember what my own self did. But
he's smart.
Oh, yeah.
And probably has multiple degrees.
I just assume anybody that does lectures and whatnot or is a professor or something, because I know he does lectures, but I guess you can do that just being a writer too. But I look at that as being a teacher. I don't know.
Maybe he doesn't want us to talk about him anymore. But first, we should mention we should have him on this show. We don't have guests.
We're going to do that sometime, Guy. If you listen and you're willing to talk to us for a little bit, we'd love to have you on.
His book is called, it's a somber book called Bullets and Fire, Lynching and Authority in Arkansas, 1840 to 1950. Necessary, important work.
Indeed it is.
I think it's our privilege that we can be on here and not, bring everybody down. Like, oh, you don't want to bring everybody down. You know what? Listen. Bullets and Fire is the first collection on lynching in Arkansas, exploring all corners of the state, Arkansas, from the time of slavery up to mid-20th century, and covering stories of the perpetrators, victims, and those who fought against vigilante violence. So go out and get Bullets and Fire.
Not a light read, but an important one, I'll say.
Yeah. What are you doing that's more important than that? What is so important about your fragile little brain, white people, that you can't take a day or a couple weeks to really immerse yourself in the horrors of white supremacy in the first half of the 20th century?
You should be aware of it, yeah.
In Arkansas.
Especially nowadays, yeah.
Like, well, I can't. You know what? I'm getting ready for Caden's having that party. You know what? Caden will be okay if you sob a little bit at that party. I'm going to get into that this summer. Right now, I just need to keep my brain little. You know what? Read it. You'll be fine. So you might get a little lost on your way to work. Your brain may be remembering that passage Guy wrote about. Maybe you live in Arkansas and you're like, that happened right over there. Was my family there? Were my relatives? You know what? These are questions you need to ask yourself.
That's true, yeah. So thank you, Guy Lancaster.
Yeah, thanks, Guy Lancaster.
Appreciate that.
Really,
Yeah.
sorry, folks, if you're going to Wikipedia looking for our Wikipedia entry, it's not going to be there anymore. If you're looking for last week's podcast on YouTube, that's also not there anymore. But we do have a Patreon up, so go give us $1.
Well, you can't count on it from anybody else. Just, appreciate y'all listening.
And I also want to mention a couple of people who have been listening to us. We got 2 emails that were like really similar on Twitter. 50 West Design at Love for Self said, Red State Update, I have to come clean. I started listening to y'all recently and started on episode 1. I'm at 156. R.I.P. Fred Thompson. Sorry for your loss, Jackie.
Bless his heart. Thank you, man.
I refuse to listen ahead. Hope to catch up real time soon. But in the meantime, so long from your 2015 fan. We really appreciate that.
Yeah,
and then we got another. Was that on Facebook? On our Facebook?
I think so. I can't keep Chachi's or Facebooks. Yeah, one of those 2.
I am not prepared. But on Facebook, someone also had listened to us from the beginning. Went through, started episode 1, and just finished up listening to.
That's a lot too. That's a whole lot of listening. If you got time to, yeah.
Yeah, we really appreciate.
My ears would hurt from listening to me that talk that long. I couldn't do it. I can't turn around and listen to this as soon as I get done. I probably should. Maybe I'd do it better. Have a little dignity to, realize I could work a little harder.
Yeah, some people edit their podcasts after they.
You told me that. That's so you stop it and go back and do it again.
You work really hard. Some people, before they ask people for money, they start to they have a plan. They're like, we're going to do this.
Yeah,
they have little like bumpers.
Yeah,
a little like in and out music.
We got that. We got music.
We do have music.
Yeah,
that's worth $1.
In and out, both. In the middle, there's some metal music too.
Yeah, you're right. I don't feel bad at all. I mean, I feel bad about.
Well, we didn't play or write the music. I didn't mean to imply that. Somebody just did it for us. Well, thank you. And we play it, but we didn't know.
We have a lot of people to thank and appreciate.
Some people are already giving money on Patreon.
Patreon, yes. Thanks to everybody. We just put this up right before we started recording this, so we are I run a little late tonight, but we really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. We're getting a bigger response than I thought we'd get, like right off the bat.
Yep.
Like, it's amazing.
We thank you kindly. Yeah, appreciate that.
Also, wanted to mention on Facebook, this is the part where we just thank people who wrote us. We don't do that enough. Scott French said, discovered the old-timey Country Down Home Red State Update podcast name in January. I didn't know the RSU guys were still going strong about the first CD back in 2008. LMFAO to the Best of Crud episode, so I decided to start listening from episode 191, the first mention of Crud, and I've listened to all episodes since.
It's a Crud fan right there.
We got it. The best of worked.
We got one.
Thanks, Scott.
One guy, yeah.
Now I decided to start with episode 1 and listen to them all. Dang. Keep up the good work, guys, or at least until episode 300. Oh, that's right, because...
Well, let's see how Padron turns out.
K.O. Hurston. See who I was thinking of, who said, I discovered this show last summer. Thank you, K.O., and immediately loved it. I decided to start from episode 1 and listen to them all in order. Yeah. This is crazy. This is like people going back. It's been a long journey. You can say that again, K.O. But today I finished episode 289. I'm finally caught up. I feel like we should have a ceremony. I don't know what I'm going to do without a RSU episode available at any time. And then he lists some highlights, which I'm going to read. Some highlights. When my wife or I cuss, the other now says, hey, watch your language, in a Jackie voice.
Yeah. That's what people try to always do. Oh, watch your language line there, old Jackie Bros. Yeah.
Or put this in your pocket.
Put this in your pocket now, yeah.
Whenever the opportunity presents itself, I ask people if they know why Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday.
Yes, because, yeah, that's the day you kill all the chickens.
That's right. When discussing Little Clinker on one of that's a good song I forgot about, on one of the Christmas specials, when Dunlap imitated Mrs. Claus and said, was today the day you were supposed to get up early? Sorry. My wife laughed so hard she spit out her drink in the car. I like your wife. Anything with TT Slot and Jackie's reaction to it.
Well,
and countless other gems. That's right, KO. So that's 289 episodes down, and I hope many more to come, even though we all know you said from day one that you'd stop at 300 episodes.
yeah, from the first one. Now, here's somebody that just listened to him.
So he knows.
He knows from the very first one. I said that'd be it. But, well, like I said, we'll see Paige. We want to keep doing it. That's what Paige is on. That's what it's for, right?
Should we just give hats out? He said, now that I made it through all 289, do I get a Jackie's Market hat?
Do we got any of those left?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we can probably get.
Maybe we should. If you give us $25, you get a hat. But
Yeah.
how's that work with Patreon? I'm not going to figure it out as we're talking on the podcast.
Well, we'll work on that. Maybe it'll be something on there.
Everybody likes hats.
Well,
We were going to make those T-shirts with Jackie's Market with the World's Fair when you had them T-shirts from
oh yeah, I remember back in
Sunsphere.
Sunsphere. Had Jack. Yeah.
We never had those made up.
Nope.
Well, that's a lot of reading what people said about us, but we wanted to do some fan appreciation since we're all sentimental, since people are starting to give us money. Thanks, everybody that started to give us money. Thanks, everybody who wrote us. Thanks, everybody who listened to 289 episodes. Y'all are, I wish that we could just have a giant party and you all could come out and we'd serve like a banquet, like if you were at some sort of
I just barbecue,
like chicken, maybe chicken and vegetables.
Oh, barbecue! That's what they're making. Why wouldn't we just eat what
like
make?
a nice catered
Potato salad, beans, barbecue. That's what you
like. You go down to the Holiday Inn, you're in the banquet hall, and it's catered, and people bring you out like a chicken.
Come down to Jackie's store, get you some delicious barbecue.
And I give a speech, and Jackie gives a speech, and at the end of it, we shake hands as everybody files out.
No.
Be lovely.
No. I don't know
what
about
kind
that.
of dessert? Maybe you could have a tartlet.
And may have some banana pudding. I like it.
All right. Well, call the Holiday Inn tomorrow and see if you can get that big banquet room.
No. I got stores all over town. You to pick a store you want to come to with barbecue.
I just think it's classier the way I described it.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we'll let you know when that happens.
Speaking of my stores, a lot of people have been asking about my particular situation, and I need to get this off my chest. I need to say this right now. I cannot keep these dogs any longer. It's putting a strain on me, and my wife, bless her heart, she had a stroke years ago. She's got enough troubles as it is, and not to be spooked to death by these. They ain't haunted. It's not true, but I'm just saying.
There are hospitals where they don't even have doctors. All they have are animals that come in and make sick people feel better. So to me, if you got a house full of dogs,
not these animals, they throwing up cold blood.
That's ice
cold. Some of them
cold.
every 2 hours, something like that. It is ice cold blood. It is stained the grass everywhere in the backyard.
Well,
there ain't hardly no green left from it.
I climbed up on the roof, up on your TV antenna. Wow. Got up on the roof, and I looked down, and those patterns that they're throwing up that ice-cold blood in.
Patterns? What?
They're pentagrams.
Oh, hell.
I mean.
Pentagrams? What's it, the devil things?
Look, it don't look exactly like pentagrams, but it looks like a pentagram that a dog drew with its own vomit.
All right. Just shut your mouth. These dogs need they're going through something. Something ain't right with them. They need help. I can't afford to take them all to the vet. What I need to happen is your owners. These animals love you, or used to love you till whatever happened to them. And I know you still love them, or you should anyway. If you're a damn animal, come get these animals and take them to the vet. Get them taken care of. Something needs help. I've been doing desperate things around here. I'll be the first one to admit it. Me and Catholic Town go way back. Here in Murfreesboro, Catholic Town, there's been some animosity, and I think it's just over, miscommunication here and there. But I've had my issues with Catholic Town.
Jackie is bigoted against Catholic
No,
Town.
I am not.
He went to a funeral once in Catholic town at a Catholic church and stormed out because he didn't like the way they did it.
Well, I was an old man then. I'm still an old man, getting up, getting down, clickety clacking. I ain't doing that.
Clickety clacking.
I don't know what it was. It just they would music, sit up, sit down, and this is a funeral. That's the reason I wasn't there for a service over there to see somebody I knew passed away, and enough of this. I went outside and had a cigarette, and I'm old up in I don't smoke no more, so I was back in. But anyway. Ever since then, they had it in for me, and, so be it if that's how they feel. But I'll be honest with these. They're not, I'm going to say haunted dogs, but they not. That's what people call them. It explains that something ain't right, but I don't believe in ghosts. So just hear me out. But being in the situation I'm in, dealing with this, they all throw up ice cold blood. And then every night, I swear, I thought people made this up when people talk about these rumors. And they're all in my backyard now. And sometimes hop a fence and get in the front yard for this. At 3:17 a.m. First time I saw it, I had to get up, go to the bathroom, up in age, you got to get up all different hours. And I happened to catch it. All the dogs just staring. Just stock still and just staring.
That's when their spirits leave their bodies and they float around Murfreesboro.
Don't start saying
like
that.
Spirits of vengeance.
Don't start saying that.
Is that when their eyes reflect the fires of hell?
The what?
The fires of hell.
Oh, see, don't start that. They look always in the same direction.
So they're looking southeast.
Yeah.
You wake up also, like Barbara Streisand's husband.
Who?
In Amityville.
Oh, Amityville Horror, yeah.
He woke up at the
No, that's 3:15. That's
right.
Amityville Horror
this
time.
Is 2 minutes worse.
Well, it's 2 minutes later, yeah.
So you are basically Amityville Horror Man waking up.
No.
How do we know that these dogs didn't get a ghost from you?
Oh, hell. Don't start this. I shouldn't. I take it back. I ain't going to use the term haunted dog anymore. I thought it was a quick way to just get straight to the point, and I can't do it.
Were you using a Ouija board when these dogs were
No,
brought
I wasn't
in?
using no Ouija board. I wouldn't know what to do with it if I had one.
All you have to do is put your hand on the little dongle.
I ain't going to do it.
And Satan leads you the rest of the way.
Well, that's one reason you ain't going to see me doing
pretty much. That sounds like my abstinence training in Sunday school. You put your hand on the dongle, and Satan leads you the rest of the way.
Nope. I wouldn't have one. Wouldn't have it. As silly as I think the Ouija board is, I also think, now I'm just going to be quite honest here, in Catholic Town, think what you want. But as far as somebody going over the house, getting the devil out of somebody, that's something I don't believe in. I don't believe in exorcists and all that stuff. It's just something, omen, Damien, all that, to me, that's just nonsense. But I'm telling you, with these animals acting the way that they are, I was desperate. Somebody suggested this, and I said, hell, if anybody will address my situation, I'll listen to them. And they came right over to my house, come up to my front door and knocked on it. And I did. I let Priest Dog in. And he came in. I let him.
Wait.
What?
It was just a priest dog.
Priest Dog. It's a dog that's been blessed to put water on it or something. I don't know what Catholic stuff is. But it's got a little collar. I mean, it's got a little,
How did it get up? Did it drive itself?
No. The real priest brings it over.
How magic is this dog?
Let me finish. The dog didn't come by himself. The priest brought it over, but the dog's got it's like I said, it's been blessed or something, and it knows. I don't understand Catholic stuff. So first off, and I don't believe in it either. But he let that dog loose, go out in the backyard, and he went out there too. And it wasn't but a little while that dog get to shaking. That priest dog's just shaking. It's just little legs just going. I said, well, this don't look right. And, it may be nervous because there's a bunch of different dogs around it or whatever. But sure enough, that dog just started just like the rest. I guess it's contagious because ice cold blood priest dogs started throwing up just like the rest of them. And the priest was over there watching this and had flies all over his face, just trying to swat flies away.
What flies?
Yeah, it's something weird. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess as many dogs you got there, yard's probably full of shit.
Well, I try to clean it up, but with that many dogs, you can't help it. That's probably some of it.
Well, when you say the priest was covered in flies, it makes it sound like the devil brung the flies.
Well,
you left out the part about all the dog shit.
But if you're the one saying that the devil brought all the dogs there, and if the dogs are doing the business and the flies come and get on the priest, I guess it is a devil. But it ain't, because that's a bunch of bull.
See, that's the thing they don't show you in Amityville Horror is how many dogs they had.
They only had one damn dog.
You never know. They could have had a house full of dogs, and that's why they were so many flies.
They had one dog. I remember, because the idiots, when they left, they got out of the devil house, they said, oh, we forgot the dog, and turned back around to go back in the damn house to get the dog. Now, first off, if that was me, I'd never forgot my dog, because I love dogs. If the devil was in this house, started tearing up, I'd make sure every one of these sick-ass dogs would get out safe, go somewhere. I would. But Amityville Horror, they just left the dog there with everything going.
So you're saying you wouldn't have forgotten. You love dogs so much you wouldn't have forgotten
I wouldn't have forgotten
But if you were fleeing a haunted house and you did forget them, you ain't going back.
Well, obviously, you don't care about your damn dog. You ain't going to turn around and fight the devil for something like, oh, it's just a dog. I mean, it's unbelievable when I'm saying unrealistic. You wouldn't have forgot the dog to begin with.
Plus, we don't even know how many dogs they had. So
no, they had one. They had one dog. There's one dog in it. The family had one dog. They didn't have anything else. There wasn't no other animals. Except for a ghost pig, but that's not a pet.
So, priest, his shoes are caked in dog shit. His face covered in flies. His dog wearing a priest outfit.
Yeah, over exaggerating a little bit, but yeah, basically, yes.
This is a crazy cookout. So dogs are just throwing up ice cold blood.
Not a cookout. Well, the priest started doing it too. First person I ever seen do this. I only seen dogs do it up till now, but sure enough, the priest himself swatting flies away.
What did he
ice cold blood.
What did he say?
He couldn't say nothing. He's throwing up. What's he supposed to say? You know what? He didn't say nothing. After that, he got his wits about him. He went and got the priest dog, jerked him up, and they hit it. They gone. By the way, that's my sponsor on this, priest dog. He did give me $25 of the priest did.
Oh, that's nice.
And I don't, I'm being honest about my experiences with them. If you have some sort of need for a priest dog in your position, if something's haunted or something, I don't know if they do a good job with that. They didn't. Nothing's haunted, first off. Let me make that clear. Nothing's haunted.
Did you have to pay them?
I didn't pay them. Hell no.
So they just offer a free service?
Somebody suggested them. They came. I'm assuming they came for the haunted, for the dogs, the sick dogs. Maybe they just come over for give us $25. I don't know. But however it worked out that way.
They're a little social media.
But if you don't.
And a little exorcism.
I do want to make clear, though, even if you don't believe in that sort of stuff like me or whatever, it is cute to see a dog with a priest collar. It's funny.
It is good. Dude.
The priest's kind of fun looking, too, This particular one, I don't know if it's the same man every time a different one brings it, the dog. Or if there's more priest dogs. I don't even know.
So when a priest comes to your house, like say you got a kid got a devil in you, and a priest comes and gets the devil out, do they charge you?
Somebody's paid for it. I don't know who.
Do you tip them?
If you going to put something, they expect it. I tell you this much, whether you do it or not, they expect something in the collection box for something like that.
When the conjuring people come to your house to help out, I know they like fix a sink in your car and all that stuff, play the guitar. But do they get paid for that too? I mean, how do they afford that, cursed artifact room?
What?
They got to have a house big enough for their cursed artifacts where they get money from.
I don't know how that works. Somebody's got to pay somebody. It just doesn't,
Do they have a dog?
No.
In The Conjuring?
I don't remember one. They're Catholics too. Yeah, I don't know.
How many dogs should they have, you think?
They probably, if they do another third one, I'd add one. That'd be cute as could be. I mean,
They should have a dog.
They got a kid that's cute, but they always leave him or her home. I don't know if it's a little boy or a little girl, but they always leave him at home. Which you wouldn't take your child to work if you did.
No,
what
but you
they
wouldn't
did.
leave it with the cursed artifacts either.
Well, that's true. They need to find somebody to look after the youngins when they're gone, because they'll get into, they went down to the basement. Let me play with the doll. No, the devil's in that. How many times I got to tell you?
It would be good, though, if instead of a kid next time, if it was a dog it got
That's
in
a
there.
lot of what people tell children around, if you, holy rollers tell children, you can't play with that toy because the devil's, I mean, it ain't just in The Conjuring. That's real.
Oh, no. I
happens all
couldn't
the time.
listen to Queen. Same reason.
Yeah.
So that is Amityville Horror.
No, priest dog.
Priest dog. So what's happening now? You dogs are still just throwing up?
What did I just say? I asked everybody to come get them.
Hey, how is Zesta?
Now, Zester's not at my house. Zester's still in Jackie's four dogs. Zester's friend and Ranger and Barky.
They're
I
doing
hadn't
okay.
seen them. Well, I've been too busy to take care of these. Can't go see them. They got somebody dressed up like me going over there to play with the dogs.
It's complicated.
But they say that they getting along with them fine, so just come get your dogs, people. If your dog's here and you know how sick it is, come get it, take care of it.
Jackie, I got a sponsor this week I think that you're really going to like.
Man, I don't know
First,
about that.
a little unfinished business. That's it. A sound of a beer opening. That means this podcast is finally about to get
All right.
going.
Okay.
I am Mr. Dunlap, your best friend, and I'm going to take you on a little trip. We're going to start off in my mouth, but you may
Why?
want to move over because something big is heading in here.
What?
It's big and salty with a flaky, crispy skin. That's right. We must have just come from Dodge's Tater Log store
Yeah. That's good.
and gotten a big sack of tater logs.
They're the best tater logs in town around here in Murfreesboro, yeah.
You ain't got nothing to do if you're eating a tater log. That's the Dodge's Tater Log store motto, and nothing could be more true. If you have a job interview later that day, don't go get a tater log. Tater logs are for getting high and sitting on the floor. It ain't just that it's going to make you feel physically different.
All right.
It's going to make you feel mentally different.
Enough of the drugs. I don't want
If
to hear
you
about
get
it.
up and you're like, well, I got to put on my tie and go down to see if I can get me a job. First off, a little lunch. How about I get me one of these Dodge's Tater Logs, munch. You know what? I don't deserve a job.
Huh?
It's like you got to be in the right frame of mind for a corn dog. Don't mess around with this unless you're ready, son. Get you a corn dog, too. Tater log, corn dog, rhymes. Remember that old song?
Oh, yeah. That was your theme song, yeah.
Come get you a tater log.
Yeah, corn
Come
dog.
get you a corn dog.
We got them too, yeah.
Corn dog, tater log. So that's Dodge's Tater Log store. You're going to want to go in there. Get you a giant sack of corn dogs. Ask them for the big sack. Sometimes they'll try to give you the little one. And you'll be like, that ain't going to be enough for me. Get the big sack. Get the big sack for the tater logs. Get the big sack for the mustard.
Yeah.
Don't get the packets of mustard. It takes too much time. It's too much waste. I hate trying to open a packet of mustard with your teeth, and your hands slick with that tater log grease, it's damn near fucking impossible.
All right.
What
watch
you
your
want them
mouth.
to do is
I
take
don't wanna
that
hear it.
sack and take it over to the pump, to the mustard pump, and they're going to fill that sack up with mustard. And then you got you a good dipping trough for your corn dogs and for your tater logs.
Yeah.
And for your fried chicken drumsticks. Corn dog, tater log, fried chicken drumstick too.
Yeah.
And then you want to go in the back and you're going to want to pick up the Numpo Gazette, formerly the Numpo Town.
That's a hippie,
Gazette.
druggy book, like
Now
Rolling
called-
Stone. It's a local Rolling Stones, what I call it, just a drug book.
Now it's called the Dunlap Village Gazette because
What?
the Dunlaps took over Numpo Town, and my daddy, who's running Dunlap Village now, and they are building a Sniffy Smuth theme park.
Well, I see it when I believe it when I see it. I was trying to say, yeah.
They bullied the remaining Numpos into free labor.
I ain't doing nothing else. So they're good for them to work. If they just sitting out there doing drugs all the time, good. Get up, do something.
So look in the back of that Dunlap Village Gazette and see what that ad looked like back there. Advertising coming soon. Advertising Junior Samples live 1-person musical BR5 for me. The inspiring tale of how Junior Samples looked within himself to find the strength to be on Hee Haw. Written by and starring Dunlap the Man. That's me.
If you do that right, you're sitting on a gold mine. You go straight to Branch, Missouri. All you need to do is dress up, just do the jokes like he did. It's just a reenactment. It's like Mark Twain, Ohio Holbrook, just up there reading. But, this would be like it, but this would be funny,
Well, it would be better than anything Hal Holbrook has done.
Well, yeah.
That's true.
Anything doing samples, yeah, better, yeah.
But I'm having a little problem with my writing partner, Victor Mileage. Victor Mileage, a lot of people know him from here in Murfreesboro, formerly of the Murfreesboro Play Actors Club. But like any community theater scene, there's always a fight, and somebody always starts a rival theater, and it's always called Footlights. And Victor Mileage just started a rival theater called Footlights. And he is helping me. We're going to do previews of BR5 for me at Footlights before moving it into the giant hollow log theater at the Sniffy Smuth theme park.
If you're going to be serious about this, which you should be, like I said, you'd own a theater in Branson. You'd be doing shows every night. Now, hear me out. And I don't know the man personally, but I just know his history. I would not be working with Victor Mileage. Because all this trouble you was talking about, he brought every bit of that on himself. You know me, I love any show that's got a horse in it or about a horse, a TV show, a song, anything. Love a horse. And he did this show, musical, whatnot, and I heard I was going to go see that. I looked for it, and then somebody told me the name, and I ain't going to repeat it, but I'll give you the initials. It was GD This Horse.
Always courting controversy. Controversial.
Well, why couldn't it just be a horse? Here, horse show or something, Had to have that in it. Or if you was, upset with the horse, if that was the basis of it, which it sounded like somebody mad at it.
Well, that's what you would think.
Well, you'd say something. I mean, I can't remember. I think I seen some of it. It's been so long ago. But you could have said something else like,
Did you? Were you in that? It's hard to remember. God, Guy Lancaster, we need you now more than ever.
I think I had something to do with it a little bit, and that's another reason that's my experiences. I didn't enjoy working with Victor Mileage, and I'm just telling you right now. And nothing against him. If he wants to do his GD horse show somewhere else, that's fine. We don't, just a little too much around here, I think. But what you're talking about, doing this junior sample show. If you just have him laying out there with the hound dog,
Yep.
or a robot hound dog can't get a real one, or puppet, or however they do that on Broadway shows, you get on and just lay there. That's all you got to do.
Yep. No, Jackie, you and I mean, it's weird to say this out loud, but we are on the same page.
Well,
we
good.
are thinking of the same stuff.
Get somebody besides Victor Mileage to
Well,
help you with that.
he's thinking, like, it sounds like you are just parroting what he's been saying to me. It's that y'all are saying the exact same thing.
What?
He's like, you just got to keep it real. You got to keep it junior. Make it 100% junior sample.
Well,
110% junior
I agree
sample.
with that, yes.
The only thing is we're not seeing eye to eye exactly. I mean, there's always creative differences. Any Lennon, McCartney, or any of the famous, there's probably other people besides them.
Bing Crosby and Bob Hope.
Oh, sure. Them, Jack Klugman and Tony Curtis.
Oh, they squabble all the time.
Wait, no.
Now,
that
Tony
would be
Curtis.
good.
Tony-
That would be good.
Tony, you mix and matching there. Tony Curtis is old Jack Lemmon, who was movie
Yes.
Oscar, or movie Felix. Movie Felix, Jack Lemmon.
Yeah.
Klugman,
TV
Oscar.
with who was TV Felix.
I can't remember his name. Tony something.
God dang.
It wasn't Curtis, though.
I'm high as hell. You know, when I start to forget the names of people who were on the TV Odd Couple, I remember Al Molinaro.
Tony Randall.
Tony Randall.
That's it, yeah.
Holy moly. He just lost
He
another
been-
dollar.
He been dead for a while. I couldn't remember.
We lost another dollar. Dang it. This is this kind of stuff they edit out when people edit podcasts.
Huh?
When you can't remember Tony Randall's name.
How they do that?
Did Tony Curtis and Jack Klugman ever work together?
Might have. I don't remember Tony Curtis ever on Quincy.
Probably.
Well, then they worked together.
Who's in here next? What's happening? Can't people leave me alone in here? I'm trying to cut up dead bodies. I think you're gonna want to see me, Quincy. Tony Curtis. Wipe. I feel like I hadn't seen a lot of Quincy, but I feel like he's always wiping mustard off his mouth. Is that true?
Something like that, yeah. He's still
You want a
Oscar.
napkin? Isn't that
That's
what they always said to him?
Oscar, same thing. He's always perfect for the role because he's messy. Odd Couple messy. Don't matter what job he is. You put him, cutting up bodies, he's going to be messy.
Folks, if we get, I don't know what level of a goal it would be, but for us to just sit around and discuss every episode of Quincy, that's probably a podcast already.
That's $2,000 on Patrick John. If we get 2,000, we will talk about and go through the plot of every episode of Quincy. We was thinking about doing it for Andy Griffith, but that'd be fun. I don't know if I can sit through.
Quincy. Maybe Quincy's when we finally get Mark Hamill on here. So, I'm having a little bit of a disagreement with Victor Mileage. He wants junior samples. He wants it authentic junior samples. He says, I want you to live and breathe junior samples. This just needs to be the most authentic representation of junior samples the world has ever seen.
All right, I'm on the same page. Yeah.
The only thing we're disagreeing about is he wants more sex.
What?
And I don't know. It's starting to feel a little gratuitous. I don't mind a little sex.
No. There wasn't no sex on Hay Hall. And no.
What do you think was happening behind them fake cornrows?
Oh, I don't want to care about that. I'm talking about what was on the TV, whatever they did.
That's
their
also
business.
the name of the Bo Derek story.
What?
Behind the fake cornrows.
Well,
Jackie, I don't know how much you know about the theater.
I know enough I don't want to see no sex in junior samples. Not to get, and plus it's a one-man show. If it's just you, what's it say? What do you say it? Nobody wants to see that.
I am an actor, Jackie. You don't have to see both partners.
I don't want to see one partner. I want Junior Sample jokes. You said there's going to be some songs in it.
Yeah, I've got plenty of songs about looking deep within yourself.
That's fine.
Find the strength you need to carry on.
That's good. That's appropriate, I think. It's a good song every now and then. Junior Sample singing, and he tells the jokes. There's a show. Over and done with. Don't need nothing else.
But we need to see him lose his virginity.
No, we don't. Why? No. You're going to ruin a good idea. First time in your life you had a good damn idea. And you go run that in the damn ground like everything else you do.
I don't see why. Listen.
I'm going to contact the family. If you do this, I'm going to contact. I'll find them and let them know they need to put a stop to this because that's disgraceful.
I got a Billy Carter one ready to go.
Well, that's fine. I don't care. The Billy Carter, I ain't going to go see it.
So that is Dodge's Tater Log Store. If you're eating a corn dog, what is it? Yeah,
Tater Log corn dog. Chicken.
Tater Log corn dog.
I know.
Fried chicken leg too.
I remember. Yeah.
That was a bird come down.
Huh?
A man. Corn dog was a man. Tater Log was a man. And then these radio commercials.
Barber shop quartet, but there wasn't but two of them, right?
Two of them, right. But then a bird was the third.
This old commercial. Well, that bird don't count.
Well, it was a barbershop quartet. There was just two of them that said, we're the new barbershop quartet from Dodge's Tater Log Store. They said, that quartet, there's just two of you. And then the bird come down and said, don't forget me. And then a bird's the third. What time is it?
I don't remember the bird singing.
It's late.
Hey, everybody, it's Jackie Bro still on here.
Folks, now it's time for the news. This is the news section of our podcast where we talk about all the latest news.
Yeah.
Not much going on.
Hard to come up with something to talk about on half these lately. I don't know. You just got to get on a computer, watch a lot of TV, I guess, read the newspaper.
I really thought this episode was going to be all about Russian sex coach.
What?
And Sam Nunberg on TV.
Oh, hell.
Now, it's Stormy Daniels, 24/7. But also now Trump's going to North Korea. And I never even got to talk about the Russian sex coach.
Russian sex coach.
This is why we need to do 2 of these a week.
Yeah.
So Trump is going to North Korea. Jackie, let me ask you a question. What if Trump goes to North Korea and he solves the North Korean crisis, the nuclear crisis? Now, I know chances are that North Korea said, this guy's a fucking idiot.
Hey, watch your mouth. But yeah.
We can trick him. We can compliment him. Say he looks great. He's a strong leader. He loves strongman despots. We can really take advantage of this situation. Let's just say that's not what's happening, and he gets over there and he really cleans up the nuclear crisis. Will that change your opinion of the man that you call President Dumbass?
Nope. He ain't gonna. They're making all the decisions on there. Everything they're doing, the deciding. They're the ones that made the nuclear things. They're the ones that decided to talk to North Korea. They're the ones that probably said, will you come over here? They running the show as far as all this is concerned. All he's done is Twitter twatted at him on a computer.
Well, how do you know they ain't making all those decisions? Because they've been boxed in by our great president's strong sanctions and his get tough talk.
Excuse my language.
Maybe when he called him Little Rocket Man, that scared him.
No.
Maybe Kim Jong Un was like, Nobody has ever talked to me this way.
No.
He's giving me the tough love that I desperately craved from my own father, who coddled me and let me get away with literally murder.
No.
And here's someone standing up to me and telling me I want to hug him and call him daddy. And maybe Trump is playing 700-dimensional chess. And he said, what this Kim Jong Un needs is a smack in the mouth. And then he'll grow up to be a fine, upstanding young man.
Yeah. I think it's more likely what you just said earlier. They'll get him over there, show him a good time. He'll come back saying, you know what, I love North Korea. He'll forget all about all the inhuman things that they've done, how he's treated his people. That'll all be out the window. He's a great guy. They'll be golfing all them the time he's over there together. And then next thing, he's in love with another damn dictator. He already likes Philippines man that wants to kill everybody. It just more. All the dictators in the world, he loves Putin. He's going to end up loving Jong Un. Just, it ain't going to be. No.
It could even be that South Korea and North Korea got together. It's like, we could do something here, but America's going to stand in the way. And they're like, no, it's not. We can pretty much do what we want.
Well, yeah. Just get him over there, kiss his hind end. That's all you got to do.
But sometimes Trump does do things that don't make any sense, like tariffs.
Don't anybody want that? Republicans, which I noticed that today. Republicans, I never seen more Republicans mad at Trump than over this tariffs. And it's nice to know that they get mad over tariffs on different metals or what he's proposing. But when he said, Nazis at Charlottesville, they're fine. Not too many of them had a problem with that. Not like he is. Not this severe with these tariffs. He probably going to run the country. Get your money out of the banks. Hell, I don't know. Who knows what he's going to do. Coal country going to get hurt. I keep reading that everywhere. It's going to get one of the places, South America still uses coal and whatnot, and they about to do tariffs, and they give steel. Yeah, it's going to be a mess. And the only one that I heard that kept him from doing this earlier, whose job to keep, the people away who want this global, not globalism, it's the opposite of that. This, you need to keep everything here at home. Those guys always trying to get to him, and it was a man that beat his wife, Portman. That was his job, keep people away from him. He helped Kelly keep as many crazy people as they could away from him.
So, Peter Navarro, I guess, is the tariffs man. I literally just Googled tariffs man, and Peter Navarro
came up, yeah.
I think it was Peter Navarro, and it was somebody else. I mean, this ain't Pod Save America. I don't know the names of all these people. They're going to quit in 2 months anyway.
Yep.
Peter Navarro.
All the Republicans standing up for the country. I sure do appreciate it. Well, you know what? This ain't worth it. I'm leaving.
Peter Navarro would come in. They'd hang out waiting for a chance to get in and talk to damn Trump. The guy who beat his wife.
Wives, plural.
Wives, right. Sorry.
Girlfriend and wives.
The guy who beat his wives, one of his jobs was to keep those people out. And Gary Cohn would see him come in there and be like, hey, get the fuck out of here.
Hey. Watch your mouth, because they say it don't mean you have to.
Scott, how'd these get in here? Gary Cohn go home at night. I wanted to say something after Charlottesville, but I'm the money guy.
Not no more, you ain't. He ain't going to have nothing to do with this.
So now there's tariffs.
Well, we'll see how that plays out.
So there's tariffs. And apparently the tariffs started because he was in a bad mood.
That's what somebody says. I'd believe anything I hear now. He says, well, that makes sense.
So the wife beater goes. The wife beater gets kicked out. Good.
As he should, yeah. But
as he should. And then he gets kicked out, leaves an opening for the tariffs people to come in. Gary Cohn, who sold his soul to like keep tariffs out, to keep Trump from fulfilling his campaign promises. And he's not quick enough to keep these motherfuckers out. They are
Watch
Johnny
your
on the
mouth.
spot.
Watch your mouth.
The people have not whispered in Trump's ear since the last time there was a golf tournament and they shipped a bunch of porn stars up to it. They were right there saying, you got to keep those promises, Mr. President. Mr. President, people are counting on you. Steel people. He doesn't know what that means. Oh, the steel people, right. So they saw an opening. They got in.
Now, this is what it is.
Now Gary Cohen's like, well, I tolerated racism for nothing.
We'll see how these trade wars work out.
They're easy to win. Oh, and then Sam Nunberg. So there was one day where there was...
Seemed like 2 damn years ago.
Boys to Men had been on the chart with the longest running number one. And
That's the middle of the week. What day was it? Is it Tuesday?
I think it was Tuesday.
Damn, that the middle, almost the middle. Just drunk man on TV all day.
Having a breakdown. People shaming CNN. But like, this is when CNN's going to find a conscience. When they have a guy screaming that come and arrest him. You think somebody's going to like pull the plug? Like Anderson Cooper's going to be like, no, this is too much.
If a shoe was on the other foot and it was somebody in the Obama administration, Fox would have had him on 24/7, drunk, whatever. They'd be having cold water splash on him, keep him awake. And I ain't saying that's wrong. I'm just saying if anybody calling the other one out, you know.
Has anybody heard from him since then?
Who's that?
Sam Nunberg.
I think he said he's okay. That's all I heard, but I didn't keep up with it.
Somebody should check in on him.
Yeah.
That was a good show, but I couldn't watch it every week.
Tuesday's about all I needed, yeah.
So now we got to... Was that the same day as the Texas primaries?
I think so, yeah.
Or was it the day before? Oh, man. Ted Cruz. He's going to win, but...
Yeah, it's fun to see him on the ropes at least a little bit. This fella raising a lot more money. He's out there trying to make fun of his name, things like that. So, yeah, it's the day after I heard, Ted Cruz, can this guy beat Ted Cruz? Ted Cruz ain't looking too good. And then he went on TV the next morning on any show that had him so he could argue gun control. He knows who he needs to talk to.
I started to say it's fun to see Ted Cruz sweat, but it's not.
No. I really don't want to see him at all.
He sort of oozes. His whole front side looks like the bottom of a slug.
All right. Don't make me sick on here. I don't think about it.
Like if you picked up a slug and said, hey, this almost looks like a face on this slug. That's Ted Cruz.
Yeah, but I don't think about it.
You ever stare at like patterns on the ceiling or in a curtain and you kind of see faces come up out of there sometimes when you tripping a little? You know what I mean?
No. Drugs.
That's what if I looked at the bottom of a slug, I'd see a bunch of little Ted Cruz faces.
Yeah.
There was that article on Christopher Steele, or the New Yorker article.
Yeah.
Said to Christopher Steele that said the Russians told Trump not to make Mitt Romney Secretary of State.
Now, here's one situation where I agree with the Russians. Under any other circumstances, I would agree with them on this, but in this particular administration, Mitt Romney don't look too bad. But they didn't want him.
This administration has a lot of people who don't look that bad who are the worst people in the world.
Well, yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, I can think of like 20 people that are the worst people in the world, and you're like, well, I mean, compared to Stephen Miller, they're not.
You know what's funny about all these people who turn themselves over Flynn and all the dummy drunk one on TV, all of these people. If Trump hadn't have won, if he just, let's just say, even gotten close, they'd all be considered geniuses. They took the worst candidate in the world and almost made him president. They'd be singing all these people's praises for the rest of their lives. But the fact that they won, they're all ruined. Ain't none of them going to have any kind of, I mean, they'll write a book or whatnot. Spicer was going to write a book, found out nobody hell wants to read that.
No, they're all going to jail. Like, if they hadn't won,
yeah.
they wouldn't be going to jail.
That's true. Some of them going to be going to jail. Yeah.
A lot of them are going to go to jail because they won the election.
Yeah. But had they not, Kellyanne Conway, we'd be saying that woman right there, you want her to run your campaign because she took the worst, dumbest idiot, almost made this idiot president. That woman is a genius. Now she just be known as a damn liar. Well, she in trouble now. Hatchack, all that stuff, too. Yeah,
Is she really in trouble?
Well, she said on TV she didn't know whether she going to be punished or not, so I don't know who punishes her for that.
Yeah,
I
nobody.
Don't know.
Who punishes anybody anymore?
Obama did some of that, too. I think somebody got in trouble with Hatchack during his thing, and she probably did get no trouble, so yeah.
If I were her, I'd just start taking, like, endorsement deals. I'd get on, what show she go on, CNN? Cuomo show? I'd go on Cuomo show, and like in the last 10 seconds, be like, also, Chris, is that his name? Chris Cuomo? Show?
Yeah, Chris Cuomo show.
Chris,
Cuomo
you won't
show.
get down to Chipotle. They got queso down there, and they improved the recipe, and it's delicious. That's Chipotle queso. Come on down. They also Postmates them. Now, what's going to happen to her? She should be saving her money. Honestly, if I was Kellyanne Conway, I don't blame her. I'd be trying to make all the money I could while the sun shines.
The ones that ain't going to jail sure all trying to, but they're probably going to have that money taken from them at some point. Mueller going to get a hold of that money. Somebody is.
I mean, that's a possibility. The other possibility is that laws just won't matter anymore.
Well, yeah, that's kind of where we're at now, isn't it?
Yeah, it could just get worse and worse. Like when you see police going down the street, you'll know that they're just like male strippers. Like there's no law and order anymore. Yeah. There's law and order, but it's just like everybody has a gun. Everybody has like an automatic weapon. That's law and order, which is chaos. It's like the Old West, except remember in the Old West, everything was about like honor or like, codes of behavior. And like the outlaws were bad. Like people were trying to live decent lives or stealing stuff from Indians. But also everything was about honor and dignity so it'd be like the Old West, but without any of that.
Yeah,
that's where we are.
Straight down the toilet, yeah.
So we talked about North Korea. We talked about Sam Nunberg. We talked about Gary Cohn and tariffs and the trade war and Trump's mood. Talked about Mitt Romney. Mentioned the Russian sex coach. Hope she's doing okay. Ted Cruz.
I don't want to talk about Stormy Daniels. I
think it's time to talk about Stormy Daniels.
No, just because you like the porno stuff. This is one of the reasons. And all these people, I want to tell you right now, all these people out there who love support him, and they're saying, "I'll just leave him alone. Just let him do his damn job. Let him be. He's trying to work. He's trying to do. You knew what the hell he was. You all don't act like. Wish they'd leave him alone. You know damn well he's give money to many a porn stars. What do you think was going to happen?
But the other side of that is that we all knew that. So what are we getting mad for?
I know. I ain't mad. I just, I do get mad, people. It's hard. I won't laugh about this stuff. I don't think this is stupid, but people's lives are being destroyed. It's hard to do so.
I still got to enjoy this porn star stuff. I'm sorry.
Well,
I don't like
it.
thinking about him. I like her, except for the fact that she had sex with Trump, which
I just shut your mouth.
makes me question a lot of.
Well, she said on the TV, I didn't want to say this, but they got pictures. That she got part of what the legal team says she could prove this with pictures and other things. And God, please, just show it to Mueller. Don't show it to anybody. I don't ever want to see it. No, sir.
This is like one of those sophisticated farces, like an episode of Frasier.
Well,
But also like the dumbest shit ever. It's like a satire on Washington politics, but like written by Jackie Martling. But they like wrote it down on like a Stephen King parchment where things come true when you write it. Nothing makes any sense anymore.
No. First off, I don't know why he's so scared of this porn lady. And the Russia, the go to the bathroom tape I have on here. No, but none of his people's gonna give a damn. Why is the sex stuff
He's
embarrassing?
got some weird thing about sex.
Embarrassing. Nothing else he gives. Yeah, I'm a racist. Yeah, I don't give a damn. Yeah, but the sex stuff, for whatever reason, something must be. If everything else he does he thinks is okay, and he don't think this sex stuff is okay, then this gotta be just the worst thing that humans are doing to each other. I don't want to know about it.
And everybody knows that he is. Like, we know people don't care. It's honest. I mean, we know who he is. He's the kind of person who fucks porn stars
All right,
when
don't
he's
say it that
married
way.
because he's Donald Trump. That's what he is. So I can see people being like, why is everybody so upset? This is what we voted for. But I can also see people saying like, you voted him in, then you expect us not to get mad when the porn star stuff comes out?
I'm mad because nobody's upset. It's the President of the United States. It used to mean something. If anybody else, Republican or Democrat, paid off a porno person, that'd be it.
Can you imagine if Obama had paid off a porn star?
It'd be President Biden in 15 minutes after that came out.
And then we'd find out about the porn star he paid off, so
Well,
that
yeah.
wouldn't last long
Yeah,
either.
Yeah. But this is just another, oh, yeah, that's all this is, a porno woman. Oh, yeah, well, that makes sense.
He got mad at Sarah Huckabee Sanders for said that she put the story on steroids, which I wouldn't be surprised if there was actually a steroid scandal in this somewhere too.
That's nice of him to be mad at the woman talking about him having sex with a woman that's not his wife.
He's mad at his female press secretary for confirming the money he paid to shut up the porn star he cheated on his wife with.
Yeah. That poor woman.
Clearly her fault.
That poor child. I know they got plenty of money, but people say, what do you care about them for? Well, they're human beings, ain't they? That young'un he's got, they can't even let him. How's he watch TV? You can't they got him in a cell somewhere, keep him from seeing all this stuff.
Can't we get Melania Trump out of there? I know people say, oh, she made a deal with the devil, she supported it. I don't know. Things happen pretty fast. Listen, we didn't think Donald Trump was going to get to be president. Can you imagine how she thought being married to him? Like, she had to be like, there's no fucking way.
Well, watch your mouth.
Whatever fucking is.
All right, watch your mouth.
Her language. I mean, she had to know. And then when it started happening, and like the Michael Wolff book said, she was like crying and upset. Like, we're like, oh, because she thought she was going to be miserable. Maybe she was crying for the world.
Well,
it's National Women's Day. Let's take a minute and feel sorry for Melania Trump.
well, I do. I feel sorry for that woman all the time.
If
She
the
had to be
entire internet got that mad at The Bachelor, can we not spare a moment to feel sorry for Melania Trump? Like, I think the women on The Bachelor knew there was a chance that things could go this bad. Melania Trump had no idea that Donald Trump was going to be president. If you told the Bachelor woman, like, okay, there's a chance that he's going to break up with you live on TV like months after the thing, she'd be like, I guess that makes sense. I probably am signing up for that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think that's going to happen, but that's within the realm of possibility. You could have said to her, this could happen, and she'd be like, yeah, I guess it could happen. If you told Melania Trump, your husband may become president, she would have laughed.
Yep.
Or whatever sound passes for laughter coming out of her throat. Like, can we not rescue her? I feel like she is stuck in an unwinnable situation. Why can she not just like defect like a North Korean? Like when they're like getting on a plane and he shoves her out of the way so that his hair doesn't get wet. Can't she just run over to the press pool and tell like Katie Turr to hide her in the trunk?
I guess it's up to her whenever she's ready to do it. It's like being married to the, mafia person or something like that, though. It's like it. You got to turn. What do they do? Put you in protective
turn
custody.
states.
Whatever, protective custody or something, where they change your identity or something. You go work in a shoe store somewhere. She ain't going to do that.
She's not even that anymore. At least if you're Camilla Soprano, you buy clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
You get a nice house, a freezer full of ice cream. She doesn't even get to enjoy anything anymore.
No.
How much punishment does she have to take? Just for being lucky enough to find some way out of her country and bring her parents along, which she's helping, like, her husband is denying to a lot of people. But is she? I mean, I want to give her a chance. Everybody always likes the presidential wives, except for Hillary Clinton. Somehow she didn't.
That didn't translate, yeah.
But liberals always wanted Laura Bush to be against her husband. They were always looking for clues and photographs like it was a preview picture of the next season of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Barbara Bush, Laura Bush, two of the best first ladies all time after Nancy Reagan.
Oh, yeah, Nancy Reagan didn't really get much of a pass either. So Nancy Reagan, Hillary Clinton, not exactly beloved. But people really wanted Laura Bush to be okay, I guess because she read books. Liberals were really wanting to go in there and grab her like damn 70s cult rescue operation.
She's a teacher, yeah. She know who she loves. She don't need no liberals' help and nothing.
Stormy Daniels. These are crazy. There was a time when if you told me the president's going to have an affair with a porn star, I would have said, I'm going to love that president, and that's going to be the best time of my life to live through. And
Nope.
It's exactly the opposite.
Nope.
Because it's not even like, oh, he got to have cool sex with a porn star. It was like at a golf tournament. Not cool.
I don't even want to think about it. Don't talk about it. Why does this have to be the last thing we talk about? I don't want to think about porno anybody rest of the day, evening. It's late. I'm going to go sleep and dream about all this awfulness.
I want Stormy Daniels and Melania Trump and one of his other wives to do like a First Wives Club movie, getting revenge on him and saving the country.
I'll take it, yeah.
Maybe both of his other wives.
How
I'll
many-
throw Ivanka in there. I don't think she's past redemption. Is this just like a 3 billboard situation? Maybe we're all past redemption. I guess that's the story here.
Yeah.
Too late for all of us. We're all Rockwelled.
Well, thank y'all for listening. I'm getting off here. I'm going to bed. I had enough of it.
Pretty late. You don't want to talk about West Virginia teacher strike?
No. Nope.
Yeah. Well, thanks, everybody. Thanks, Guy Lancaster, again.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. I know it's heavy reading, but it's an important work. We appreciate you doing it. what's the name of his
Talking
book
about our
again?
Wikipedia?
No, well, that too, but this,
Bullets and Fire.
Bullets and Fire, please.
Lynching and Authority in Arkansas, 1840 to 1950, edited by Guy Lancaster. 110 years of just awful,
shameful things this country did, yeah.
So go to Patreon and give us, kick in some.
If you got $1, you got 25 cents, anything. Just we appreciate
We
you.
appreciate it. Thanks everybody that's reviewed us. We went and looked at our Apple Podcast reviews. We've got a lot more reviews lately. That we appreciate everybody who's been on there doing that. That helps us spread the podcast around if you like it. Tell people we don't always do it this late. Sometimes we make a little more sense. We didn't talk about Major Winchester.
Oh, bless his heart. Rest in peace.
Are we going to do the goodbye song?
Oh, let's do it. We'll talk about him at the end of that. All right.
Now's the time that we both have to go. Our podcast come out really great, we know. Our time is at an end, so until we meet again, we'll just have to say goodbye, friend. Saying bye-bye always brings us down. But our bags are packed and we have to leave town. A postcard to you we will send if a stamp to us you'll lend, so we can write and say goodbye, goodbye, goodbye,
Old Major Winchester, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest his soul. He was a little, thought he was better than everybody else. He was a little,
He liked classical music.
he had his nose stuck up. He was a little stuck up is what it was. But as the shows went on and later, pretty much everybody on MASH came nice. Even the mean ones, everybody become nice, except for
Korea.
yeah, they that kept going on. But yeah, he was hard to deal with. Frank Burns left before he got nice. He never did get nice. They got rid of Frank Burns, and then Winchester come in, and he was something to deal with it. But eventually, he became nice, and he's a sweet soul. He was the original Fraser. I always see it.
Whenever you'd see him, you'd say, that's original Fraser right there.
Well, it is. I think that, Fraser just took everything from him. He wasn't in the army, but he
That'd be funny.
Fraser trying to go through basic training. Him and his brother, I guess his brother go with him.
Yeah, what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
Niles, what are you doing here? I missed you.
Winchester may be gone, but we got, Fraser too still living strong, as far as I can tell.
His daddy, though.
Well, his daddy passed on, God rest his soul. But he's up there with Winchester now, and both he said, you remind me of my boy.